So let's talk about this. We'll talk about why I got banned. We're going to talk about what happened and etc. Okay, so for those of you that are unaware, I was banned on Twitch for 7 days. The night immediately following, I do VOD reviews for Throne of Liberty. Those of you that don't know, I do VOD reviews for Throne of Liberty the night after Siege. I do VOD reviews for like the major sieges that happen, and like we talk about the sieges. To be clear, everybody that submits these VOD reviews submits them under the pretense they have to like physically consent to the VOD reviews. Like when they submit a VOD for review in the channel, you literally can't even see it, and we made it so that you can't even see the channel anymore unless you consent ahead of time. But everybody knows that when you submit a VOD and you sign up for that role, you're asking to be roasted. You're asking to be made fun of, right? Like, please make fun of me because it's funny, right? Like I VOD review one guy, but I'm basically VOD reviewing the whole guild, and we talk about the guild, what they could be doing better. Obviously, we make fun of some people, and you know, everybody has a good time with it. It is what it is, and we've really never had this problem. I did this in the BDO community for, gosh, I want to say the Fun Day Mondays and Newbie Tuesdays, for those of you that don't know, and that's a lot of you don't know. Fun Day Monday and Newbie Tuesday used to be just VOD reviews of Node War guilds, and I used to, it was the same thing as the TNL thing. I would just sit there and roast people. I would teach them how to get better. I'm drawing on the screen. I'm using the reaction cam. That's basically how it was. You know, it's the same exact feel. Never got banned for any of that stuff in the BDO community. So now we move over towards Throne and Liberty, and one of two things has happened here. So I get banned for bullying and harassment. I will actually pull it up so that everybody can see that I'm not lying. I'm actually just going to pull it up. Appeals.twitch.tv. Okay, here it is. So I pull this up. There are no active suspension. Thank you. View. 7 day suspension ended on March 31st. That is today. Harassing others. Okay. Intimidating, degrading, abusing, or bullying others. Obviously, I didn't degrade anybody. Obviously, I didn't abuse anybody. And obviously, I didn't intimidate anyone, which means that I bullied them, right? I don't know how you necessarily do any of these things via one stream, but essentially, what it came down to, I was bullying them. Okay, I was bullying them, and they did this based on the VOD. And to be clear, it says getting timed out on a channel for harassing a streamer and then continuing that behavior once you're able to come back. I've never done that. I've literally, I don't even get timed out. And like, what are we talking about? I've never been timed out in it. So that's not it. Directing personal attack towards people on stream for a prolonged period of time. There it is. Right. So again, this goes back to the bullying. And to be clear, those of you that watch my content, everybody that's been around my content knows I don't really attack people for prolonged periods of time. The only people I have attacked for a prolonged period of time would be Perlibus. That would be it. And those aren't even people. Those are bots. Those are like multi-billion-dollar company. I give them a hard time. But those aren't individual people. Okay. So again, we were banned for 7 days. All right, for bullying and harassing others, essentially. Okay, so there you have it. It's right there. I appealed this. I put in an appeal. The appeal was accepted. I put in the appeal about, 5 hours, 6 hours after I got banned. I basically woke up to like 80 DMs from my community being like, yo, you're banned on Twitch. And I was like, no, I'm not. What? Oh my God, wait a minute. I'm banned on Twitch. What the f for? So like, it was like this whole thing. So I put in the appeal. The appeal takes 2 days for them to go over, which is pretty common on Twitch. It's like 48 hours or so. Okay. They accepted it. What this means is that Twitch agreed with my appeal, and they agreed to do one of two things. Either one, they're supposed to shorten the suspension, or two, remove it altogether. Examples of this in the recent past. One of the streamers, I'm not going to name the streamer, but essentially Hassan, who is untouchable because he's a woman in the category, he basically streamed a bunch of terrorist rhetoric or whatever on the platform, and then Another streamer covered his coverage of it, and Hassan didn't get banned for it, but he got banned for showing Hassan's live stream on his channel for terrorism, which was crazy. Okay, which was crazy. And to be clear, he appealed that ban, and the ban was lifted. Okay, and they lifted the ban, they unbanned him right away. Okay, all right, so that's an example of like an appeal. Another example of an appeal is Cannon was also banned on Twitch for 7 days because he told someone to my nuts in your mouth. So my nuts in your mouth. He told someone to suck my dick, basically. Like he basically told someone to suck his dick. Okay, like and you can't like and again. So he appealed it, and Twitch said, okay, yeah, 7 days is way too long for that, and so they moved it down. So they appealed his, they approved his appeal, and he was unbanned in 72 hours instead of 7 days. My appeal goes through. They approve my appeal. Okay, which by the way was a very well written, reasonable appeal. Okay, because I still don't believe I've really done anything wrong here, but we're gonna get to that in a second. They approve it. I'm like, oh sweet. Mythic, I'm talking to my boys over in Mythic Talent. I'm talking to other streamers. They're all like, okay, yeah, you should be unbanned in like, because by the time they approved it, it was like I had already almost been banned for 3 days at that point. And they were like, yeah, it'll get knocked down to 3 days, or they'll just lift the ban immediately. Third day comes. Third day goes. I'm like, okay, well, I looked through my email. There's no emails at all. This is gonna dox me. I can't show my email because I'm going through tax stuff. But I literally there's no email. No email, nothing on my ban appeal. Okay, being accepted. Normally, the status quo when your appeal is accepted, Twitch sends you an email saying you what they're gonna do next, whether they're gonna lift the ban or they're gonna bring the suspension down or what have you. Right? Nothing. So I put in not one, but 2 Twitch tickets. Okay, 1 a day. Okay, and I'm like, yo. I put in this appeal for this 7-day ban. You guys accepted it and approved it, and you guys have not lifted my suspension. What is going on? Then I go to talk, like, they don't respond to any of the tickets. They don't respond to any tickets at all. Okay. And I'm like, what the f? So then, now I'm like, all right, well, now I'm going to pull strings. So then I go to Mythic Talent and my friends over there, because I'm signed with them. And I said, hey guys, you guys have connections at Twitch and stuff. Can you guys ask around and ask what the f is going on with my ban here? So they said, yeah, we'll absolutely do that for you. We'll take a look. So they go talk to the employees at Twitch. The employees are like, oh, well, one of them had no idea what was going on. He was like, oh, he just has to fill out a short survey and then his account gets unbanned. Nope, there's no short survey in here to fill out. This is all you have. This is it. There's nothing here. It's this is what you have. You have nothing. So that guy's an idiot. The other person was like, oh yeah. So sadly, Twitch, and again, this is from a Twitch employee. Sadly, Twitch is so bad at communicating and having like communication in the company that even after appeals go through, it's not the same person that like. It's not necessarily the same person that approves your appeal that then unbans your account. So you can have, they apparently have appeals all the time. They're like, oh yeah, this ban's illegitimate. And then people have to sit the entire ban because the person is not doing their job that's supposed to reduce or remove the suspension on the account. So that's exactly what happened to me. My appeal was accepted and I was forced to wait all 7 days. All 7 days, because Twitch is literally the worst organized company I have ever seen. Ever. Unbelievable. Twitch support is handled mostly by AI. Not in this case. The appeals have to go through a person. A person has to see it. So like, to be clear, I was banned via AI, which we're gonna get to in a second. I was banned because enough people reported me that they said, okay. Banned off of a timestamp in the VOD. Okay, so I don't know what the timestamp was or where exactly they felt that they were being bullied, but it did say, again, it says Twitch VOD here, right? Like, so is it where it occurred? In the VOD. Oh, you guys can't see it. In the VOD. Okay, in the VOD. Bullying others in the VOD. Okay, so what I do know is that enough people reported me that I was banned. And then when an actual person looked at it, they were like, oh yeah, this is, yeah, whatever. And so they accepted the appeal in order to roll back the suspension. And then nothing happened because Twitch is. So that's basically what I've been going through all week, is trying to fight. By the way, this whole process of having to contact other streamers, to get in contact with Twitch representatives, putting in support tickets, going through Mythic and everything else, because I'm fighting to get my account back. I'm fighting to get my career back here, because some Karen on the internet has decided that I bullied them, which again, we're going to get to in a moment. But like, I ended up having to wait the entire 7 days and then some, because this morning I go to look at the appeals portal because it tells you, like, right here how many hours, minutes, seconds you have left on your ban. I go to look at the appeals portal, negative seconds in the appeals portal this morning when I click on it. Yeah, time remaining on suspension, negative 54 seconds. What? So they didn't even unban me when they were supposed to. But you know, it is what it is in that regard. Now let's talk about the ban itself. And then the evolution of my content in the near future going forward, because this has serious implications for my content moving forward. To be clear, if you are banned multiple times in the same within a year. So these strikes right here, this violation right here, if you guys see this stays on your account for a year. Violation expires for your account on March 24th. And by the way, appeal approved. By the way, still took the full hit, by the way. Still took the full hit, but if this stays on your account and then you get banned again for harassing others again, Twitch takes much more severe action on you. Okay, so this puts me in a really tough position. To be 100% clear, this puts me in a very, very tough position as a content creator, because my Black Desert Online community is not going to cancel me. If I was going to get canceled for Black Desert Online content, I think that the community would have done it a long time ago. In this particular case, I have to look over at the Throne of Liberty community, who has now had tried to cancel me not once but twice. This is the second time. This is the second time that they have tried to do this. The first time being on Twitter. If I go to this right here, okay, they tweet me out for the best in guild tournament for EU, and then some loser. This guy looks like a winner, by the way. This guy looks like a winner with that profile picture. Yeah, he looks like a winner. SDC Black, he plus promoting a guy that deserves it. Good job, TNL. SDC Black is pulled out of the tournament officially. This guild pulled out of the tournament at the last minute after signing up, by the way. SDC, and by the way, this is one of the most controversial guilds in all of EU, because they always dodge fights. They always dodge fights. They won't actually fight anyone, and they want to pretend like they're the best guild in the entire world. So anyway, they pull out at the last minute. And so I, at everyone in the Discord, say SCC Black is pull out of the tournament officially as well, because they don't want to fight Sin Nova, potentially. That is not the reason that they gave me. They gave me some bullshit reason about how they wanted to wait for T2 and they just wanted to take it easy. Yeah, this is some bullshit shit. So like, I just said it how it was because that's the truth. Reborn will receive a bye in the first round and all matches will be moved up to accommodate. Please shit on them for backing out. Thank you. More pussies. Which, I'll be honest with you, I stand by that statement. I stand by that statement 100,000,000%. If you're going to pretend that you're one of the strongest guilds in EU and then back out of the only best in guild tournament that you're probably ever going to see, that's some pussy. And then I said just based, to be honest. And then like this guy again, because this dude is some freak. Gangsta, by the way, is the name of this guy. Gangsta. Yeah, he looks like it. Yeah, homie. chill. Yang has pulled out of the tournament. By the way, shortly after that, another guild pulled out. Yang has pulled out of the tournament very last minute. And essentially, I just said, that's it. Because I said it was offered to change time and date. They said, no, PvE guild signing up for PvP is wild. We will have another buy round today. Tournament might begin a little later due to maintenance. Stay tuned for that. Hoping these servers stay stable when they come up. And then more announcements will follow as things unfold. I don't even really feel like that's unprofessional, to be honest, because like the tournament wasn't sponsored by anybody. It was literally just my tournament. So I was like, to be clear, if it was sponsored at the time, it wasn't sponsored by anyone. Okay. If I was sponsored by Amazon Games to put on the tournament, I never would have said shit like this, to be clear. I would have been like, yeah, whatever. Like if they're putting up stuff for the prize pool or giving me giving me exclusive drops on my channel or endorsing me in a serious way, it would have been kind of different. But this is just like my tournament, right? Like there's nothing, there were no sponsors or anything attached when the EU Guild tournament started. I got sponsored after saying shit like this though, that was kind of funny. But like at the time I wasn't sponsored. All they were going to do was give me a shout out on Twitter, which by the way got 147 likes. But like this is like again, most of these are just like, yo, hey, when's maintenance gonna end? Nobody cares. When's maintenance gonna end? Whatever. But like this guy, here it is. This guy tweeting again. It's the same guy. You guys better check the comments. You have some fun reading. Here's this guy. You need a graphic designer? Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, sounds good. People tweeting out the actual like days of the tournament, whatever. But like it's the same guy again. Okay, from SDC Black. And here we go. Here's another guy. Nice tournament promoting toxicity. Good job, AGS. You tell me who's toxic. The guild that talks all the shit and then pulls out of the fight for the EU PvP scene, or me for putting them on blast for it one time in the Discord. Because that's all I did, by the way. It was just that announcement that we moved on. Everybody moved on after that. Nobody really gives a shit. Right? Oh, here. We're a PvP guild. The entire European... Oh, okay. So they did come in and they okay, so so there we go. Style me. Nice one. Play TNL game promoting this person. All I said was pussies, bro. I called these people pussies. Oh, and again, promoting a streamer who is specifically harassing, by the way, one guild, stay classy Amazon, harassing, okay? Harassing. I called them pussies in one announcement. The funny thing is, this guy he's trying to spin a false narrative. Look, he's trying to say I'm harassing them. I made one announcement about them and we moved on. Right? Tournament starts 38 minutes. This is completely about Yang, right? We already read this announcement, but he's trying to pretend that these two things are related as if they won't read them. Okay? So he's trying to say that I'm consistently trying to like harass them. And by the way, when we got live, were there jokes here and there? Yeah, but for the most part, we just moved on. Yeah, there were people in chat kind of dogging on him a little bit for dodging the tournament, but that should be expected. In a PvP tournament, that's going to happen. It would be like if Digital dodged the best in guild tournament to avoid Cho. That's basically what we had going on. Don't you think Digi would get put on blast a little bit? Yeah, sure. But then everybody moved on. It was like, whatever, right? But anyway, this is like, Fairy SDC members spotted. Yeah, so like, again, they tried to cancel me over this. They tried to cancel. So this is SDC Black trying to cancel me over this over Amazon. By the way, this is all Amazon did for the tournament. That's all they said they were going to do was give me a Twitter shout out, and they did. That's fine. But like this is usually what they do when they start things out. But these people genuinely tried to cancel my relationship with Amazon Games because I made an announcement that put them on blast for doing bad behavior. To be clear, you don't get a healthy PvP scene. You don't get a healthy PvP scene at all by dodging fights. That's just not how it works. And to be clear, all I called them were pussies. One time I called them pussies because they were pussies. Like 100%. And so like I don't regret this at all because to be clear, Amazon wasn't sponsoring my tournament. They gave me one Twitter shout out. It was a 4-week tournament on like I don't know. We had like what 12, like 10 or 12 broadcasts or whatever. All things said and done. Like they give me one Twitter shout out at the start of the tournament. They didn't sponsor the tournament, so like I didn't really think that anything of it. Either way, they still tried to ruin my relationship with Amazon.
Just gifted 5 subs.
CRF, thanks for the 5 gifters, man. I appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. So I had to talk with Amazon about this and like talk them through it. I was like, dude, guys, the community really loves this tournament. They've been fully supportive of it. It has 147 likes, and most of the comments are talking about your maintenance stuff. There are like 2 people in the comments that are trying to cancel me over this, and obviously they're trying to get their guild to go upvoted or whatever. But for the most part, like the ratio on this is really, really good. Like the engagement on this is really good. I hope that you see the good that this kind of a tournament does for the community. Either way, what I'm trying to demonstrate is this is the first time that the TNL community tried to cancel me. The second time the TNL community tried to cancel me is this right here. Okay, and you'll notice it's the same thing. It's the same exact word. Harassing and bullying. So, one of 2 things is going on. Either one, we have the previous BDO streamer, everybody's favorite woman in the category, who has been, by the way, strongly advocating for canceling me. I'm just going to show everybody this ridiculousness that's been going on.
So that's why we are just talking about that, you know? And all I say is that if he has no hobbies and he's jealous and, you know...
That's great. Personal attacks, that's awesome. Anyway,
he has no idea what he's talking, and he's like talking me bad in his streams, even though he's not allowed to do that as a Twitch partner. That's why we...
You absolutely are allowed to shit talk other streamers as a Twitch partner, but you can't witch hunt them. You can't send your community to directly harass the other streamer, which I have never done.
I'm gonna report him after this, or...
Oh.
Well, I'm going to report him. You guys can report him too if you want. I'm gonna send you the link for the... I don't know if his VODs are even public. I'm gonna send you guys the VODs, and you just click the report button, and then you say, yeah, he's doing Rufmord. We call it Rufmord. German of Hauskult, and then you can report in German, actually.
As it turns out, you can. And hold on. But wait, it gets better. But wait, it gets better. No, I insist. Hold on. Here is her pasting the timestamp into her chat. Incites hate speech and spreads hate speech about another Twitch partner. Jide actively criticizes sponsors' personal relationship. So he's actively encouraging to promote to ban me. Okay, like to be clear, directing people to go do it, giving them the copy paste, and like literally encouraging. Like I don't know. Like guys, I have like 3 or 4 streamables of this happening. This is just one of like 4. Okay, so it's either this. Okay, to be clear, she originally, and to be clear, I don't necessarily think it was Jine, necessarily, in this case, because that happened like 2.5 weeks ago, or whatever. However, we all know that certain people hold grudges, right? Certain people hold grudges and continually report people beyond the initial report, yeah? So... I'm not going to say that it wasn't her, but I will say that my ban appeal focused on 2 things. One of which was linking all of this shit as evidence, and the appeal was approved. Okay. The other thing, which I think is more likely, but like that is one of them. Okay. And to be clear, what you guys just watched, that is 100% against Twitch TOS. She was never banned for that. She was never reprimanded for that. She never got in trouble for that. That was 100% against Twitch TOS. And like every, you cannot advocate for your audience to go. You certainly can't give them a copy paste and give them like the timestamps in the VODs and like where to like be offended so that they can report somebody. That is wildly outside. Keep in mind, Janae did get banned for 24 hours for lying to her audience about having drops. That's what she got banned for. And for the most part, it kind of died down since then. However, it could be some crazy people that's simping on Janae that are still reporting me. That is possible. That's 100% possible. I'm not going to rule it out, which is why it was part of the appeal. The other half of the appeal is that somebody, this is more likely, by the way, because it was right after the VOD, actually. Like right after I did the VOD reviews, I was banned, right? Somebody was virtue signaling, somebody that submitted a VOD. To be clear, everybody knows. Everybody that submits VODs knows they want to get roasted. That's the implication. And to be clear, now we have it set up in the Discord so that you must consent to being roasted. Okay? You have to consent to all this shit ahead of time now. All right? So, like, and to be clear, all of the people that I did VOD reviews for on that particular time, on that particular day, reached out to me and they said, hey, you can use this in your Twitch appeal or whatever. I did not report you. I was not offended over your Twitch stream or any of the things that you said about me or my gameplay or whatever. I am not offended. I wanted to be roasted. That's why I submitted the VOD in the first place. So everybody, and to be clear, I went down the list. Everyone that submitted a VOD reached out to me. I believe I checked off basically everyone. It was tough to check because I had no access to the VOD, but I got 3, and I'm pretty sure we went over 3 VODs. And I got all 3. And to be clear, again, they're submitted in the Discord. Now you have to consent in the Discord too. And again, that's for my own safety about this moving forward. Really, what is the most likely event happening? By the way, if I had gotten banned, there were a few things I said while I was streaming that, like, if I had gotten banned for that, I'd have been like, okay, yeah, I apologize for that. That's my bad. Right? But like, I was pretty sure that like everything I said was well within TOS, and I was right. But I have some like one-liners. You guys know, like I kind of skirt that line every once in a while. You know what I mean? What is this? She's never been offended enough to report me over something like that. However, there were points in the VOD where I would point out someone's gameplay. And those of you that were here for the broadcast know that there was one point in the broadcast particularly where I called out a healer for just standing still, and everyone in chat started spamming, that's a girl, that's a girl. And then I basically I roasted them for not doing their job correctly, right? The throne room, yeah. I roasted them for not doing their job correctly, and then they went right about it, and then we just moved on, right? And I also said, that person has been healing really well the entire time. So, like, it could be that incident. It could be a couple of the others, but the shot callers also reached out to me in a couple of the VODs and said that they weren't offended over anything I said about them either. So, again, like, I don't think that it was anybody that I was directly making fun of. I think it was people virtue signaling for somebody that I was roasting on stream. And that's why we're about to talk about what we're about to talk about. If you want my honest opinion, I think that it was somebody that I wasn't even roasting this particular group of people or that person or whatever. They weren't the ones offended. They were offended on behalf of somebody else that I was making fun of. Because again, all the people that I made fun of, for the most part, with the exception of like 3 or 4, reached out and were like, yo, if you need to use this in your Twitch appeal, you can screenshot this or whatever. We had nothing to do with it. We're sorry. Or like we're sorry you got banned. We thought it was really funny, blah, blah, blah. So, like, again, I do think that it was a group of people that either, one, has it out for me, as we saw with Jinne and her community. 2, it could be SDC Black trying to get me banned for harassment. As you saw, they used the word harassment when they were trying to cancel me on Twitter before. But I didn't review SDC Black, and that's an EU guild, and we were going over NA bods, so that's kind of a stretch. I don't think that it was them. Or it was somebody virtue signaling someone else in their guild, like my queen, you know what I mean? Kind of deals, right? Either way, my appeal was approved. Either way, again, Twitch agreed with me that the ban was not like supposed to be that, either A, supposed to be that long, or B, should have been lifted immediately. Okay? Simp Army trying to get you. So again, that's essentially what I put in my Twitch appeal. I had all the evidence laid out for the various for the Jin segment, and then the other stuff. And again, guys, the Jin stuff happened a few weeks ago. I think that is unlikely to be the case. And no one should take action, to be 100% clear. No one should take action against Jin, because again, I don't think that she was necessarily accountable for this. That being said, it could have been someone from her community that still holds animosity and has been just mass reporting me every night that they can to try to get me banned. That is possible. And again, that's why I included it here, because I'm trying to give you guys the full picture of like what I was trying to include. And again, all that stuff was in the appeal and they approved it. So who knows? It's either that or the TNL stuff. That being said, I have to be really careful. I have to be really careful with how I approach VOD review content going forward. What does this mean for my content? Well, for the BDO community, you guys have never tried to well, that's not true. You guys got me, some of you little rats got me fired from my teaching job. But you haven't gotten me canceled on Twitch. So there's that. But the BDO community has never really tried to cancel me for that necessarily. Welcome. What up, Tristan? Tristan, are you the one that I reviewed the VOD for? Thanks so much for the welcome back comments, guys. Thank you. Anyway, what does this mean for my content going forward? Not good things. Especially if you watch my content for Throne and Liberty. This is not going to be fun. This is not going to be a fun conversation. So, because I have to be really careful, and the Throne and Liberty community has demonstrated to me not once, but now twice, that they will 100% cancel me and my career at the first available opportunity. I will have to reconsider how I approach VOD review content and most importantly, tournaments for TNL going forward. My content for Throne and Liberty has to shift away from the PvP scene because the people in TNL are just too attached to their guilds. They're too attached to the virtual fantasy. They can't detach it from reality. So if I make fun of somebody or a guild in a VOD or like on stream and I'm just like poking fun at them, you guys all know it's all in good fun, like whatever. This is a comedy stream, but they just can't handle that. They can't handle being made fun of. And I'm not gonna put my entire brand at risk. That would put Note's career at risk too. And now my other YouTube channel, which just started while I was banned, because I figured why not. But like it would put the editors at risk. It would put me at risk. It puts everybody at risk for no reason. So moving forward, as far as VOD reviews go, the VODs must be submitted in Discord by the person that is in the VOD. So the person recording it has to submit it. And they have to approve it. They have to click an acknowledge button that I'm gonna roast them in front of the community, because like that's what they want anyway. They want me to make fun of them, right? They accept that I'm going to roast them. Okay, so like, so they have to acknowledge that, and then when I review the VODs, I just have to be a lot easier on people. You're gonna see it in the VOD reviews. I'm gonna pull all my punches on people. I just can't. It's gonna take away, I think, a decent amount from the content we'll see. Like I have to. I have no choice. They have essentially like they've won. The Democrats won. I don't know what to tell you. This is it, bro. Like this is the cancel culture. Look, guys, I hate politics, bro. I hate Republicans. I hate Democrats. I hate both. I'm a libertarian. However, the cancel culture comes directly from Karens, and we all know who the Karens, which party they're affiliated with. I hate Republicans for other reasons. Them. But like, Jesus Christ. Okay. Now, these people that can get... I just want to point everybody out. Hassan advocated for the death of a United States senator in a joking manner, got a 24-hour ban. Whelps! You guys everybody know who Whelps is for the Throne and Liberty community? Whelps, everybody's favorite streamer. Okay, Whelps, AFK drop streamed at the top of the category with 2,000 viewers while sleeping. You could see him sleeping on the camera and running a rerun with a giant sign on the screen that said 2 gifted equals skin. Okay, and he sat at the top of the category doing this, which breaks Twitch TOS for about 4 reasons. He made over $8,000 US on subs. $8,000 in like 48 hours on subscribers. He got banned for 24 hours. I bully a Democrat Karen on the internet for 30 seconds, move on, and am banned for 7 days. 7 days. Okay, so like, the snowflakes have won, guys. There is nothing I can do. The Throne and Liberty community has showed me twice now, not once, but twice, that they cannot handle like the PvP shit talk. They can't handle chat PvP. They cannot handle people telling them that they're not doing it perfectly. Like, they just can't do it. They can't handle it. They're just too, like, mentally, they can't handle it. So again, VOD reviews will still happen, but I'm going to have to pull punches a bit, and people are going to have to consent. There's going to be red tape involved. So we'll see how the next VOD review, it'll come up on this Sunday. We'll see how the next VOD review goes. I'm going to be very gentle about it, and we'll see. Most importantly, we're going to move on to my other Throne and Liberty content, which everybody loves so much. And a lot of the reason people love me in Throne is that I ran the Best in Guild tournament. I was fully anticipating on running the Best in Guild NA and EU tournament, this time for NA East and NA West and EU. For T2, basically just run the tournament back for T2, and I don't feel that tournament can get run anymore, because I feel like it just puts me at an unnecessary amount of risk, and it's going to be $5,000 out of my pocket. It'll be minus $5,000, and I put myself at unnecessary risk for a ban. I just don't know. I don't know what to do about it, because all it's going to take is one guild getting upset about me calling out one of their healers for not doing the right thing, or shoutcast. And to be clear, when I'm shoutcasting, I feel like I'm nothing but fair to guilds and people. You guys know, if you've watched my tournament VODs or you've watched my tournaments and my events before, I try to be extremely fair, especially with people that sign up for my tournaments and participate, because I really appreciate them coming out, and I'm nothing but courteous with them. But to be clear, if I ever say it, everything can be misconstrued and taken the wrong way, and if people want to take it the wrong way and they mass report me over it and I get banned for 30 days, I have to go get a job. It's just not worth it, bro. Like, make them sign a consent form. What, all 4,000 people involved in the tournament? Dude, over 50 guilds for EU signed up for the tournament. If I ran the same format, it's 2,400 people. Over 2,400 people. I'd have to get consent forms from 2,004. It's not worth it. And to be clear, it wouldn't even matter. You know why? Because the viewership for the tournament was like 4,600. It peaked out like 4,600 on the first day, which means that more people were watching it than were actually participating. And if any of those people decided that they were upset on someone else's behalf, that's it. I'm still banned, even though I have all the consent forms at a time. I don't know what to do. So like, I was planning out dates for the Best in Guild tournament, like the T2 Best in Guild tournament, before I got banned. When I got banned, that went on hold, and I've been thinking about it all week. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm still... it's not that it's not going to happen. I would say that, like, I'm back and forth about it. I'd say it has about a 50% chance of happening at this moment. Because, like, it's so much risk. It's so much risk. And again, I have to put up so much money for it too. It just doesn't make sense. Make the guild leaders sign on behalf of the guild. That's never going to hold up in court. What are we talking about? If I get banned for bullying and harassing others, and then I tell them, oh, well, one guy signed on behalf of 48 other people, What do you think the court's going to be like? Oh yeah, they're the durable power of attorney over 47 other people. No, they're not. It's not how it works. So like, I don't know. Abin aside, thanks for the brand new T1, man. I appreciate you. Nothing makes me better than a new sub, man. Appreciate you. Thanks, man. Put out the wet floor signs. We still got those going. So I know it's kind of a dark day for the TNL community. It doesn't mean I'm not going to make TNL content moving forward. It just means that I'm going to have to pull all of my punches because the Throne and Liberty community will immediately cancel you. And again, I'm going to talk to the other creators as well about it, because all the other creators in Throne and Liberty saw me get banned too. So they're all thinking the exact same thing, guys. We're all thinking the exact same thing. Like, okay, this community, like, nope. Nope, we're not going to do any of that content. To be clear, I was the only one that was willing to do it before for a reason. I was the only one that ran the Best in Guild tournament worldwide, like, or a tournament for Throne and Liberty, period, worldwide. Okay, and there's a reason that the other content creators didn't do it. It's because it puts them at risk. And to be clear, I thought everybody makes fun of Digital for being a bunch of pussy-footed femboys, right? However, say what you will about Digital. I like Digi. I know that they don't like me very much. I know that they hate me. That being said, I like Digital. I like loads in them. And they've never really tried to get me canceled on Twitch for anything that I've said about the guild, whether it was good or bad, right? But TNL has shown now that they'll weaponize their entire guilds to try to cancel people's entire professional careers because they got upset about something that someone said on the internet. Wrap your head around that for a moment. Somebody was so offended that I made fun of them for a few seconds, because you guys know how the VOD reviews work. I make fun of you for what, 1 or 2 minutes, right? And then we move on, and then we're on to the next thing. Sometimes we see you do multiple things in a row, right? But usually when I'm harping on someone like that, they're in the chat, they're okay with it, they've talked to me ahead of time, I already know that person usually, or they're like clearly playing along with it, they understand, it's all in good fun, whatever, right? But I usually try not to harp on somebody that's either not in the chat or hasn't already pre-approved me, basically harping on them. So like, again, this is why I think it was some virtue signaling Karen. This person thought that their entire, like, their feelings were more important than everybody else. Than my, like, they probably get off to it, to be clear. They probably get off to the fact that I got banned for 7 days. Like, yeah, stick it to them. With absolutely no concept that if you got suspended without pay for work for 7 days, from work for 7 days, and then you got threatened that if it happens again, you'd get fired, like, altogether, don't you guys feel like that would be a really bad thing to have happen to you? Especially if you didn't even know what the was offensive in the first place? That's crazy. And to be clear, the BDO community has never done this. BDO community never did this. The BDO community, there were some freaks. There were some freaks in the BDO community that got me fired from my teaching job, and those people have since evaporated, and since then, no one's trying to get me canceled. Bro, I roast Pearl Abyss every other video, right? Every other video. They don't care, man. You know, see, like, again, if anybody was going to get mad, I would expect it to be Pearl Abyss. But, like, they're just like, yeah, they're just taking, like, whatever, we don't care. Right? You're bald. What up, Ronan? Yeah, see, like, Ronan takes it like a champ. Ronan messaged me, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. This can go in the... Ronan has already... normally I don't leak DMs, but this has already been leaked. And Ronan has approved me to do this. This is a while ago. This happened at the start of March. Okay, Ronan is a Gigatrad, by the way. So, to be clear, I put out a video about the discriminatory partner program practices. And obviously it's clickbait, right? But like, it's also like, it was like personally true. And here's what Ronan messages me. Hey, he goes, yo, the word discriminatory is spelled wrong in your thumbnail. You might want to check on that. I'm just saying, caught emote. And then I was like, oh, for sake. And then I DM note, because it even better. I literally DM note. I'm like, yo, note. Yo, you spelled discriminatory wrong. And then he goes, I fixed it. And then he put another I in it. And I was like, God damn it, Node, it's a A. He goes, it's an A. I'm like, oh, for sake. Like, dude, like...
Oh, God, how do we tell you this? Sonic, can't spell.
What?
He can't spell. So when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited.
He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Duh.
It's cooked. But like, to be clear, again, PA's really never had a problem. If I've ever gone in on anybody really hard, it would be PA. To be clear, I don't single any one person out at Pluribus, aside from maybe Jae-hee Kim, the executive producer. But to be clear, it is also his job to taking what I would denote as community feedback. So there's that. So like, again, that's kind of a special case, right? I love how Etsu's in the chat. All the CMs are in the chat. So like, say what you will about the BDO community. They've never tried to cancel me on a platform like this. Say what you will about the Throne of Liberty community, and I love the Throne of Liberty community because, like, let's be honest, a lot of our PvPers from BDO are there. This is obnoxious. To literally have the appeal accepted and approved on Twitch on the second or third day of the suspension, and then have to sit through the rest of the suspension because Twitch is and doesn't know how to communicate with one another, was literally the most depressing thing. And again, I was like reaching in and trying to get like Mythic Talent and a couple other creators that had like Twitch connections to reach out and stuff, and they were all like, yeah, nothing we can do because we don't have anything to do with the ban status or whatever. So like, unless you literally know somebody at Twitch, like you're Hassan Piker or something, that is in the appeals category, it is not the same Twitch employee that handles the appeal, because whoever handled the appeal clearly agreed with me based on, because they have the full picture. I don't have the full picture. All I can do is look at like, okay, I was banned for harassing others or bullying others based on the VOD. That's what I get out of it. They have the full picture. Whatever I put in the appeal, and there were two things, like I said, I focused on. It was either Gen A or it was the TNL guild. One of the two. Most of the appeal was the Gen A evidence. I will say that. It was like 3/4 of it was the Gen A evidence. Either way, whatever was in the appeal, they agreed with and they accepted it, which meant that their sentence should have been reduced or lifted altogether, and it was never any of those. And again, when I talked to Mythic Talent and they talked to their Twitch, they were like, the Twitch employee literally was like, yeah, this happens all the time where a partner gets banned and then the appeal goes through and is accepted because they're wrongfully banned, or we don't feel the suspension like fit the crime in this case or whatever. That person just has to eat the full suspension because the process is just garbage. So that's what happened to me. And like, I lost a few $1,000 extra on sponsorships because of it, which sucked. But yeah, whatever. We'll make that up. It'll be fine. But it does make me reconsider going forward what my Throne and Liberty content is really going to look like. So now again, every single person that I VOD review must submit the content through the VOD review channel in my Discord. That is for my own legal safety, so that I can get my job back if this ever were to happen again and I were to get banned for 30 days or longer. I need to be able to fight it in court, because I'm gonna have to sue Twitch if they like, if this same thing happens. Let's say they ban me for a month. Okay, I put in the appeal, they approve the appeal, and then there's no correspondence. You're only like, the only thing you can do is try to threaten to sue them to try to get their attention, or to try to get in contact with somebody at Twitch that can really like present evidence and be like, hey, you approved the appeal. Yeah, like what is going on? Like, I'm just asking for some communication. Nothing. Can't get anything from them. It's ridiculous. So like, it's either that, or I have to literally put disclaimers on everything. So again, I have to protect myself. All VODs that are going to be reviewed on stream must be submitted by the person that recorded the VOD, and they have to submit to it in the Discord.
20 subs.
Seeker of Hanjo, thanks for the 20 gifters, man. I appreciate you. Thanks so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate you so much for the support, man. Thank you. So again, yeah, like I'm reconsidering how I approach Throne content in the future. Obviously, the VOD reviews are involved, but like, obviously they've already attempted to cancel me over the tournament as well. And so I have to look at that content and say, is this fiscally responsible to run if I'm putting myself at this much risk? It's literally just that simple. And so like, I think we're like 50-50 on that right now. 50-50. Watch the new Sue video. I'll get to it. There's actually a more important video that I want to watch first for Black Desert because there's been a lot of news. Okay, so anyway, that's what's been happening. The other big thing that's been happening before we get into like what the news and shit that's been going on, I have a new approach to this as well. So there is a new, this is the first time I'm showing this to you guys. There's a new YouTube channel called Blue Squadron Clips. As you might imagine, this is basically just short form Blue Squadron content. I was apprehensive about making a separate channel for this before. I was not a fan. However, one of the old BDO partners reached out to me, which I guess I can go ahead and say is one of the BDO console BDO partners at Sword Kings. Very successful. He had a very successful YouTube channel. He reached out. He said he wanted to do short form content for me on another channel. Originally, I turned him down, but I said I came back with a new business proposal for him, and he's gonna make a bunch of short form content here. You guys are gonna see shorts. It'll be like kind of like Asmongold's clip channel. I think is how he said he was gonna run it. Essentially letting him make all that content into shorts and stuff. So this will be short form Blue Squadron content if you guys want it. But that's the new YouTube channel right there. So now we have 2 Twitch channels. We have 2 YouTube channels, both with different intended purposes here. Okay, to close out the ban like talk. If I was banned for something that I felt like where I actually did something that I felt was wrong, I would just apologize and move on. I would say, okay, yeah, I get it. In this particular case, again, everybody that I reviewed VODs for and all those guilds reached out to me and they were like, yeah, like it's not us. So like, I have statements from all of those people and all those relevant people. So again, I don't really feel like that my language was necessarily too harsh or that I went in any harder than I normally would go in, which is kind of scary because like if I don't know, I felt like I went in like a normal amount. And so like to get banned for something like that is really scary. So again, it's making me rethink about how I want to approach a lot of my TNL content going forward. But we'll see. I just think that I had to get this. By the way, Note's gonna have to put this video out before tomorrow because otherwise everybody's gonna think it's an April Fool's prank. 100% Blondie gotcha. Well, I'll be honest with you, that clip is kind of damning. I'll be real with you. I had to make a streamable account, but I got 3 of these things. Okay. I got 3 of these things that basically had to be looked through. It's pretty damning. You should not be advocating for mass reporting another Twitch streamer on the platform. It's against Twitch terms of service. It's not even a question. Of course it is. And to be clear, if you do something like that as a bigger streamer, your community will take it into their own hands. And that is kind of also the implication there. So like if I were to I'm not even going to say it because I would never do that. When you lay out there an accusation like that and you tell people to go report them, they're going to keep reporting them until something happens. That's just how it is. Right? So that could have something to do with it for sure. That could just be at the heart of this issue. It could be a little of column A, a little of column B. All right? Because it said it happened in a VOD. It could be somebody from her community that came over and reported on the VOD. I have no idea. All I have to assume is it's either one or the other or a combination of both. Either way, it is one of them. I do know that it is one of them because the appeal was approved. Which means that when a human being looked at it, they were like, oh yeah, he's right. And either 1, my ban was going to get lifted, or 2, it was going to get reduced. One of the 2 things was going to happen. Sadly, Twitch is a bunch of morons about how they handle stuff like that. And I still have no correspondence, by the way. But do not report Jenny. In fact, I'm going to have to time you out for even saying that. I'm not here to try to say to go report somebody. When have you ever heard me try to virtue signal somebody? Like, I don't understand. Dude, I don't even care. People make fun of me all the time. I love it. It's part of being a content creator. You're gonna take shit. You're not gonna get along with everybody. That's the business, right? That's the business. You get along with the good ones. What's really frustrating me and ultimately disheartening is that I saw Whelps, who is one of the top streamers in the Throne and Liberty category, make $8,000 off of getting 2 gifted subs for a skin, sitting at the top of the category while he slept on stream and ran a rerun. Got a 1-day ban for $8,000. Insane. And then we got Hassan, who makes the comment about the United States Senator, who again gets a 1-day ban. Then I've got Jinae, who gets a 1-day ban for lying to her audience and over everybody else in the category for like almost a week. 1 day, by the way. 1-day ban.